We under the light. Okay. What is up, YouTube? It's your girl Mariah, and we are at Blunt Talk Podcast. Can I get a round of applause? Cause y'all, I ain't letting y'all discourage me. Like, one thing about it, I hope y'all can hear me good, cause my mic keep flipping. But y'all, I ain't letting y'all discourage me. Like, I've been saying I was gonna do this for a year and a half, and we're finally here. Like, no more procrastinating, no more waiting around. We just gonna start and get into it. Like, there's nothing to be scared of. There's plenty of money to go around for everybody. Like, ain't nothing for me to be scared of. I need to just dive in head first. If y'all don't know who I am Raya the Barbie. And if you are new here, make sure y'all subscribe, turn your post notifications. Like, get locked in because we lit over here. Like, ask the Barbie Society, ask the members, we lit over here. Ain't nothing to miss. Like, tune in every week. But yeah, y'all, we getting into a new era. Okay, so everybody knows I've been doing YouTube for about 7 years. Let me not say everybody, because there's some new people and I'm not famous yet. So, everybody who's been following me or has known me since high school, knows that I've been doing YouTube since I graduated. So I graduated about 7 years ago, and I've been doing YouTube ever since then, literally. So yeah, it's been a journey, but I really wanted this first episode to just be, I wanted it to be about me. I wanted everybody to get to know me in depth. I wanted to, just get a feel, I wanted you guys to get a feel of my real, genuine personality, my upbringing, where I came from, and just how I got to this point. You know what I'm saying? But before we even get into that, like, let me get comfortable because I want to talk to y'all. Like, I don't want it to feel like, you know, I don't want it to feel like super, just put together. Like, I just wanted to come off the tongue. I didn't write anything down about, like, the sequence of which way I wanted to go. I only put your questions to the side that you guys asked me on my story. Other than that, sorry, my lashes are not cooperating today. Like, and the light is not helping. So if I end up snatching these off, just know it's not me, because I always do my lashes well. It's just, I think these lashes are just like, I think they still have makeup on them or something. But yeah, y'all. So let's just get into the beginning. So I'm gonna start with just telling you guys, how old and I am and all that right now. So right now I'm 26. I just turned 26 November 5th. I'm gonna try not to say so many times because I tend to say that a lot when I'm telling stories. But I turned 26 November 5th. I'm a Scorpio, big Scorpio. You already know. We not pussy. We emotional, but we not pussy. So just tread lightly. But yeah, so I'm a Scorpio. I'm 26. What else? I love purple, pink, anything girly, but I also love black. Um, I like to dress sexy, but I also like streetwear. Like, I really like streetwear. I like baggy clothes. Like, I love like Aaliyah style, or like Geo. Geo right now, she has my heart. Like, that girl Geo on Instagram, y'all know who I'm talking about, the model. She been with Tyree, is that his name? Tyrese, the streamer, whatever his name is. She been with him a lot, but that girl's mad pretty. Like, she's pretty as hell, and then like she got my body shape, so it's like I kind of like see the resemblance in like how we dress. Like, I really like the baggy look on us. It just fits our body shapes. It just looks so good. And I don't care what nobody says. Not everybody can pull that off. But y'all, so yeah, that's like my favorite model right now. My favorite influencer at this moment. It's hard because y'all, I'm not the one to like bandwagon. Like, I like certain people for their authenticity. So it's like, I don't like a lot of y'all favorite influencers, but I'm not gonna be messy. This is the first episode. I'm not gonna be messy. But I think I look, you want to get a glass of wine. I might stop and get a glass of wine real quick because I feel like it helps me just like, get loose. But I want to say my favorite influencer. Okay, my favorite female influencer right now would have to be, because Gio's a model. I guess she's also an influencer, but I want to like think about like a YouTuber or something because that's like my lane. I would say favorite YouTuber, hands down right now. I really can't even think of it. I feel like I know who I want to say, but I feel like I can't think of her name right at this moment. But she's not like she's popular. Don't get me wrong. Her page is like up there. I'll probably insert her. I'm gonna find her, but she's a black girl and she's just very authentic. Like she doesn't do like things based on what's trending or what everybody else is doing. She like finds what she wants to do and she makes it trend. So it's like oh actually I know her name. Sorry. It just popped in my head. That I was just saying that. Cumani, that is my girl. My girl. Like Cumani, that is that bitch. That's that influencer. That's who I want to be like. Like she's literally a certified rich bitch, like self-made, like self-made. And she's just boss. Like she knows how to design her own clothes. Like she can put her own clothes together. Like she's just dope. Like I feel like people don't give her enough credit. And yeah, I just think she needs to be way farther than when she is. Not saying that she's not far, but like I think she just deserves way more flowers than what she gets. Um, by the way, y'all, I'm a brand ambassador, so let me just put y'all on real quick. Hair by Zara, quick weave. You feel me? She gonna add these to her services soon, but you know, I had to test it out because I'm the model. Oh my god, I feel like my lashes are just coming off and it's pissing me off, but I'm gonna just ignore it. If I look crazy, y'all love me. Y'all gonna still stay, right? Y'all gonna still stay and watch because y'all love me. But yeah, y'all. So yeah, my favorite female influencer slash YouTuber right now is Jumani. My favorite male influence right now has to be hands down Kai Cenat. Like we have to give him his flowers. Like that boy did his big one. Like he did his big one. I feel like people was building him up when he didn't have nothing. Like when he was coming up, like people was building him up, saying all these positive things. And now that he's like where we said he was gonna be and doing the numbers that we said he was gonna do, it's like people are trying to low key tear him down. And I don't like that shit. I hate when y'all build black people up just to tear them down. You go, Kai Cenat. You my dude. I'll mess with you. Let me be on the stream. Like I live in CT. I hope you still live in New York. If you do, I will pull up. Like take a train, take a flight. I don't care what I would have to do. I was about to say take a flight, y'all. I'm not that stupid, but still. Y'all know what I mean. Hi, put me on there. But yeah, y'all, like I'm really picky when it comes to influencers, honestly. But let's just get into I want to get into how I grew up because that will kind of snowball into how I got into YouTube because I've always been this super bubbly person. I feel like I've always been a person who was like strong minded, strong willed. I had strong opinions and morals. And I feel like I never let the people around me force me to be something I was not. I never let my family or my friends or people at school, I never let nobody deter me from who I was. Like I feel like I've always been this outspoken person. Like I think I could beat the world. Like I'm not scared of anything. And I think that's low key a bad thing because sometimes I just react. And that's something I've been working on and I think I've been doing well, really well. But yeah, growing up, like I just always been like the daughter that like spoke her mind. Like and I feel like they saw that as disrespect, but it was never intended to be disrespectful. It was just I I had this feeling that certain things weren't right. And it's like for me, I felt like I had to speak up for myself. Like I just always been that way. And like I feel like that was low key like because I'm very much like my mother. And my mother is very strong willed, strong opinionated, and she doesn't let nobody run over her. Like nobody. Like my mother is this big, this like she's short, but like she don't let nobody run over her. So it's like we are very much the same. And I feel like I took her I took some of her positive traits. I took some of her negative traits and I turned them into positive. So like she was like she used to be very like stuck in her way. I mean, she's still very stuck in her ways, but like she's old school. So old school parents, they just do things differently. They think things differently. They talk to their kids differently. They just do things differently. And it's like I would always speak up for myself. And I think that's why like people just thought I was very disrespectful. But like I just would speak up, like, like you shouldn't talk like that, or you shouldn't act like that, or that's not fair, or that's hypocritical. You know what I'm saying? Like I just used to peep things that normal kids didn't peep. And I think my family really did not like that. Like not even my mom mostly. It was mostly like my aunts and like, like extended family. Like they really don't like that I don't let them walk over me. And I think that's like I kind of like it cuz it's like I don't know. Like I'm gonna still be me. So you could be mad about it, but that's just what's going to happen. So basically, yeah, I was just growing up. Like I grew up in New Britain, Connecticut, to be exact. Yeah, I know I'm from CT, but I grew up in Connecticut. Always lived in New Britain, except for when I was in, I think, seventh, going to eighth grade. Yeah, I think I did my whole eighth grade in Waterbury because. So long story short, when I was growing up, I grew up with my mom and my stepdad in the house. I don't remember a lot before I was like 5 because, you don't remember a lot of memories. I remember like certain traumatic events and I remember like stuff like that, but I don't remember like exactly who was around or whatever. I just know my dad was not really around like that. Like he would be around every couple months or so, but he was not around like that. And I know now that one of my mom's ex-boyfriends was really, he thought he was my dad, and he was just like very he was very much there for me. um he took care of me. I is what my mom said. He took care of me. He used to bring me to work with him, things of that nature. Like that's what she told me. That we were just like very close when I was basically an infant, like under a year or under 4 years or whatever, the time I don't remember. And then from there, I remember from when probably when I was like 6 or around that time. I think that's when she got with my stepdad because the first person I remember raising me is my stepdad. Like I ain't gonna lie, and that's why I always have love for him and respect for him because when I was a kid I didn't really have a lot of respect for him, but that's because I didn't understand the dynamics of like what was going on. I hope I don't cry, y'all, because y'all know I'm a crybaby ass bitch. Like I will start crying over nothing. If y'all hear people, it's my roommate outside talking. So, but I hope the mic doesn't pick it up. But yeah, y'all. So I really felt bad about that. Like growing, like now that I'm an adult, because growing up I was like really mean to my stepdad, but he was like the only person there for me. He used to help me with my homework and stuff like that. He was the only one that was like kind of lenient. Like he wasn't. I could tell he was always trying to make sure that he wasn't overstepping on my dad type shit. So I think I didn't give him enough respect. But now that I'm older, like we pretty close. Like I'm pretty cool with my stepdad, like real cool. Like we be having talks and stuff. Like, I'm not saying I agree with everything, he do, but for the most part, he was a good dad to me. So yeah. I lived with him my whole middle school, high school. Like he's been there. Like whether my mom and him broke up, they used to break up all the time, get back together. But he always was around, like always was around. Um and I remember when I got into eighth grade. Hold on. When I got into eighth grade, my mom had got approved for Section 8. So when she got approved for Section 8, she got approved for Section 8 in Waterbury. So because she got approved for Section 8 in Waterbury, we had to move there for at least a year. I don't know if y'all know, like, I'm a hood baby, so I had to make sure the mic was still on. But y'all know I'm a hood baby, so if you know about Section 8, food stamps, all that stuff, whatever. So we was on all that. And they approved us for Waterbury. We had to move there for a year. So we moved out there. At first I really didn't want to because I was just like, Waterbury, like I ain't never been out there. I don't know what's out there, did I? But then when we got there and I seen where we were living, like I kind of thought like, oh wow, life is gonna change, life is gonna be different, like um because my mom, she was good at like, like she always made sure we had food, always made sure we had clothes and stuff, but like, it wasn't the best food, wasn't the best clothes. So it's like you see other people and you see how they're living and you kind of I felt for my mom. Like I knew she was doing the best she can, but it was just like uh the best she can with her knowledge at that time. And I feel like when we moved and we had got that opportunity, I felt like my world was going to completely change. And for a minute, it felt a little different, but the toxicity was still there. You know, the arguing in the household, stuff like that. I don't want to get too deep into like my traumas because like I feel like we could save that for like an episode where we, you know, are discussing generational traumas. But you know, just for an overall gist of my home lifestyle, like my stepdad and my mom argued like all the time. And I don't know. I don't think nobody talks about how much that really like affects you. And it just made me kind of not want to be home. But I really didn't have that option when I lived in Waterbury because I didn't know a lot of people. So I only knew like probably three girls in my neighborhood. And I remember I had one friend, I'm not gonna say her name because like, you know, the story was pretty like, you know, personal. I don't want to, you know, spill her business. But I think I spoke to her recently too. She had found me on Facebook, or I think I found her on Facebook. I don't remember. But she was like she became like one of my best friends, her and this other girl, and actually her and these two other girls. And one of them, she lived the closest to me and she was the closest to me. Like I actually really, really, really liked her. Like she was super sweet. And I feel like she just had like now I think about it, she has the kind of heart that I have. Like, you know how I'm always saying, y'all, like I just wish I could meet somebody that's just like me. Like I feel like she really had like my spirit. Like she was very goofy and fun and outgoing, but like she ain't take no shit at the same time. But it's like she was also very sensitive. Like it's like I really fucked with her. Like she was a good friend. Like I really fucked with her. And something had happened where like she was going through a lot of stuff with her family, her mom, and like how they treated her. And she was, you know, self harming and doing stuff like that. And my mom tried to help her, but her family didn't, you know, receive that very well. Like they felt like we were kind of intruding or whatever. I think they got mad and they didn't want me hanging out with her anymore because my mom, you know, wanted to, you know, help. And uh yeah, so that kind of like fucked up, you know, things a little bit for me. Um then like one of the girls I was hanging out with, she was doing like some whole shit. And I'm not gonna lie, I won't put it all on her, but I will say that I had no idea what we were doing until we did it. But she had me like download this app, um, and I think it was like a dating app, and I didn't even know what it was, but it was like a dating app, and she told me to download it, and then I downloaded it. But I'm thinking it's just like another, uh, like Facebook, Instagram type thing, like because that's when MySpace and Facebook and all that started coming out and getting popular. This is when Facebook like first like came out, but MySpace was already lit, and then Facebook like first came out. It was like, well, first started getting lit, and I had downloaded it and I didn't even really use it, but my mom like seen that on my phone and she was like, "Why the fuck do you have a dating app on your phone?" And did I and started spazzing on me and I froze because I'm like, bitch, I didn't even know that was a dating app. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know, little stuff like that and like that kind of fucked up like my aura there. Like I didn't even want to be there. Like mad stuff had happened in Waterbury that it was just like damn. And like I thought I was starting fresh, starting a new life, and it's like all this drama is coming to me and it's stressing me out. Like I don't know. And then it kind of made me isolate. So then I was back to isolating, like how I would kind of do back home. And so once I forgot what I think we moved back because my mom just wanted to move back. Like after the year was up and she could take her Section 8 anywhere. I think she just wanted to move back because she said like she was too far from family and stuff like that. Which me personally, I just felt like it wasn't a good enough reason. Like I feel like we had found like a really nice place. Oh wait, no, I'm lying. She did say it was about family, but I think she said it was also um the person who we were renting the house from for Section 8, I think he needed to move in there. But I mean, still, she could have found another house, and I feel like she just, you know, kind of just took the easy way out. Like, you know, because sometimes you just want to go back where you're comfortable, and that's not a bad thing. Like, you know, it's just, you know, you go with what you know, and that's just, you know. But yeah, so after that, we moved back to New Britain for high school. So when I started high school, I was in New Britain. I lived like really close to the school, so I used to walk to school. I love school. Like that's one thing anybody could tell you. I used to love going to school. I used to never miss school. Even when my mom told me I could miss school, I didn't like missing school. So I was really good at homework. I used to love, I just loved taking notes. I used to love writing. I used to love reading. I used to love math. Like I loved working with kids. Like I knew that from the jump because when they first started the child development thing, like it was weird. I used to always tell my mom that I did not want kids, right? I used to always say I don't want kids. Keep them fucking badass kids away from me. And then when they dropped the class, it was like I want to do that, but why do I want to do that? And it was like weird. Like I always told myself I did not want kids. So it's like, why would I want to join a class where my sole thing is learning about children and learning about the development of the brain and how um like stuff affects children and how you have to say things certain ways and how you have to teach them in a certain way. It's like, why was I so interested in this field if I didn't want kids? So it was like just weird for me, but I just went with it. Like I went with my gut. And I did really well in the class. And then another like not a green flag for me was that the person that was teaching the child development class was Miss Frioli. Shout out to Miss Frioli. I hope somebody knows her still. If she's still at New Britain High, I hope somebody knows her and shows her this clip because that's my favorite teacher of all fucking time. Like when I say she gave me so much confidence like that, and people think that she became my teacher in high school. She became my teacher in elementary school when I went to Smalley Academy in New Britain. She was my favorite teacher because she was there for me. I'm definitely might cry. She was there for me emotionally because I went through a lot of emotional stuff with my mom at home, and it's like she was just such a nurturing, loving teacher. Like she did everything she could to make every student want to learn and want to be there. And it's like I just loved going to school when I was at Smalley because of her. Like no matter what else I was going through at school, I wanted to go to school because Miss Frioli was there. So if anybody knows Miss Frioli, you need to send her this clip because and send this to somebody so they can give her a raise because that lady goes above and beyond for her kids and she's everything. Like I love her down. I wish I could. I want to take her out to eat or something. I don't know. She's amazing. But yeah, so when I walked in the class and she was the teacher, I'm like, oh my God, this was God. Cause like, how the heck, like, I don't like kids. Well, I said at the time I didn't like kids. Like, I used to be like, I don't like kids. I don't want kids. And then it's like something was pulling me to take this class. And then I get into the class and it's my favorite teacher that I haven't seen since elementary school. And I'm ninth, I think in 10th grade at this point because um I think freshman year they didn't have that class. Like freshmen couldn't take that class. So I think it was when I got into sophomore or junior year that I took that child development class. But yeah, in high school, um, I had friends, but I didn't have a lot of friends. I've always been very selective. Like I don't like hanging out with mean girls. I don't like hanging out with bitches who think you have to flock like around them. I don't like hanging around with pick me's. I don't like hanging around with certain type of females. I don't like hanging around haters. So it's like I started off with a lot of friends because in New Britain, if you know, like New Britain is really small. So it's like if you went to like grade school, kindergarten or anything, you guys probably are gonna end up going to the same schools when you're in high school. So you guys all grew up together, basically know each other, live around each other. New Britain, but so damn big. So it's like, yeah, things just it's easy to like bump into people that you know. And I want to make sure y'all can hear me, y'all. I'm sorry. And yeah, so I basically knew everybody and everybody was cool until, as you get older, like, the more you get up in grades and stuff like that, you start to peep shit and you're like, this person's not my cup of tea. I don't really want to be around this person. And yeah, I started cutting bitches off left to right. Like I was getting into fights left and right. Like bitches was mad because I didn't want to be their friend. Like it was so much drama. Like it was just so much drama. And I was just like, I don't get it. Like I just didn't get high school. Like in high school, I was already mature. Like I already knew like half the shit these bitches was fighting over was whack. Half the shit that these bitches was mad about was whack. And it's like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to stop cursing. But half the things these ladies were, coming at me about was I feel like now that I'm older, it was envious. Like I feel like sometimes people are envious of your heart and envious of, your personality and what you bring to a room. Cause I just, like I said, I feel like I've always had this sense of confidence. Like I walk in and I'm not scared of anybody that's in here. I'm not gonna just run with everybody else's opinion, and I'm not just gonna let anybody do anything to me or talk to me any type of way. And I feel like I've always exuded that energy, but then I also was also like the life of the party, like the fun girl, the laughing girl, the one that's joking all the time, and the one that is uplifting and just brings the positivity. So it's like I feel like they were just jealous of the fact that I can balance being both. Like I could balance being standing on business and like being a girl's girl. And I feel like bitches really be envious of my energy. And that's like a disease. You gotta work on that, boo. But yeah. Okay, so where was we at? So high school. High school was cool, whatever. I would never go back. Like high school to me is lame as fuck, is dumb as fuck, is pointless as fuck. Didn't learn much other than social awareness and how to, move in large settings with different personalities. But other than that, didn't learn shit. Um, I will say it taught me so much about growth and how sometimes you grow apart. Like you grow apart from people, and it doesn't mean that they're a bad person or you're a bad person. It just means that you guys were kids, and when you're kids, you don't have no responsibilities. You're not thinking of the future. You're thinking of right now, the next day, tomorrow, next week, and you're not thinking of your life in 10 years or your kids or your husband or how your life is going to pan out. You're not thinking of those type of things. So then when you get older and you start having to shape your life to what you want it to look like, because you realize like you're the only one waking up in the driver's seat, you're the only one making sure your shit is good. It's like you jump to like, oh, it's not a bad thing that we grew apart. It's just we grew apart, instead of like thinking of it as a negative thing, you think of it like you're choosing your destiny, you're choosing your future, you're choosing your fate. And that's what you should be doing. You should be, surrounding yourself with people that bring you to where you want to be in life. You shouldn't be hanging around. I don't care what nobody says. You shouldn't be hanging around nobody that you look down on. If you look down on that person, or if you don't feel like they have potential, or if you don't feel like if you can't name anything positive about a person, then you probably shouldn't be around them. And I feel like a lot of people hang around people because they're popular or because they're fun, but you got to hang around people that really make you better. And that's what people didn't like about me. I don't hang around people that can't teach me nothing, and I've been like that. So it's like, yeah, high school it wasn't hard for me, but I wouldn't say it was easy. Like I like once I got to, I think once I got into a fight my freshman year, and I think it was with a friend, but but that bitch, she was just, I think she was just trying to prove a point. That bitch was just weird. I don't know. She was just trying to prove a point. But I mean, I don't know how she is now. She probably grew, but back then it was given pick me. I ain't like that shit. But yeah, after that, I just was getting into mad fights. Like bitches was just hating. And it's like back then, y'all, I didn't even do my hair. Y'all, I didn't even do my hair. Like my hair was always in a puffy at. You know how when you blow out your hair and your edges is real poofy, and you just slick it, you just push it back in a bun so your stuff is still poofy. That's how I used to come to school. And it's like I never even did my edges. I think I just always was pretty, and bitches knew like, ooh, if that bitch learn how to do her hair, she gonna eat me up. I'm gonna have to beat her ass so she could turn ugly. I think that's what they was trying to do, because there's no way that like I can't even tell y'all what half these fights was about. Like I can't tell you, but I can tell you that these bitches all want to be my friend now. Like that tea, okay? All them hoes want to be my friend now. But yeah, we're not gonna stay on the negative too long. But yeah, just know that even when you feel like everybody's against you, stand on who you are, stand on your principles, stand on your morals. Do not join the popularity contest. You still that bitch, because now all them bitches look ran out, and I look, yeah. So I'm not even, yeah. You see who won. But yeah, so high school was school. Don't go to Newberry High though. And then yeah, I think I almost got arrested in high school too for one of my fights. I think I almost got arrested, but I didn't get arrested. And then I finally graduated, and I was waiting on that, y'all. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna insert my graduation pictures. I might blur a bitch out because I don't like that bitch no more. If I have that picture, because I only have a couple pictures from graduation. Like it's so sad. Like when I look back, I was cheated out of so many like beautiful moments like from my childhood that like this is why now I really realize I really can't wait to have kids, because I'm gonna make sure my kid, gets to feel the joy of each milestone and feel like that weight lifted off their shoulder every time they accomplish something. Like, I want them to see and feel and be proud and like know how proud I am of them. And I feel like I really missed out on that. Like, my mom did seem proud, but it's like I feel like she didn't go above and beyond to like, make sure I felt proud and felt good, about myself. So, like, for example, for graduation, if I show you what I wore, like, nobody like, and I could laugh about it now because like I've really forgiven like a lot of things that I held resentment for in my childhood, because I know now as an adult that life is really hard and nothing is just black and white. But like, if y'all see, like, y'all see in the picture what I fuck I'm wearing, like, everybody else was in dresses, like everybody was looking beautiful, they had their makeup done, like they had their whole families there, and it was just like I felt out of place again. And it's like I didn't want to cry because my friends showed up for me. And that's how I got through high school. Like, the friends that I did have, and that's why, like, the fact that I'm not friends with some of them no more kind of really hurts me, because those are people that really got me through high school. Like, high school was hard for me at home. Like, my home life was hard. So it's like, um my friends really carried me through like that time. Like, they was my family at that time. So yeah, it does be hurting me sometimes. I be thinking about memories and stuff, but I'm a strong ass bitch, so it's like I be getting over shit, and I be knowing that like God has a plan for me, and they just weren't a part of it. They were part of my growth, and that's just, they were part of my past and my growth, and I just like take that as a grain of salt and just go with it. But yeah, I graduated high school. My friends, like, all came, and because my friends, I think they were like a year younger than me. Like, I had a few friends that graduated with me, but most of my like close friends, they were a grade under me. So yeah, they were a grade under me, so they all came and shut out and took pictures with me and stuff like that. I had a few family members come, and it was straight. Like I said, I was pretty sad the whole time, but nobody really noticed, because I'm really good at putting on a I'm really good. I do not like letting people see me be weak. I don't like letting people know what I'm really going through. So if I do break down, it's like she was really hurting, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was hurting, but I didn't let it show. And then I want to say, like, not even a year after I graduated, like, got kicked out. Um I was supposed to be paying rent. I was paying rent. I think she tried to up the rent on me. At this time, I had like a part-time job at AMC. I had just graduated. I was trying to figure out a way to learn how to drive, because I had no idea how to drive. And I knew if I got a license, it would be easier for me to get a better job, or, two part time jobs or something like that, because I was still only 17. I wasn't even 18 yet, because I graduated um, in July. And y'all know I'm November, 5th. I'm a Scorpio. So my birthday, falls, in the middle of the school year. So I was still 17 when I graduated. And I was just stressed out, and like I like, I always been the one to stand up for myself, and I was just like, no, I ain't paying that shit. Whatever, I'm not giving you more. Whatever. I don't know what the argument was about, or I think I said I would give her more, but it was just my childhood was toxic, and yeah. So I got kicked out, and I remember I moved in with my girl Diamond. Shout out to Diamond. Shout out to Diamond and her sister. They took me in, and they took me in for a little while. I want to say like 2 or 3 months, or it could have been more than that. I don't want to be, I don't want to sound ungrateful. I don't remember exactly. This was years ago, 7 years ago, or 6 years ago, 7 or 6 years ago to be exact. And I don't remember the dates, but I know they took me in. Diamond was like my best bitch at that time. Like, she was there for me through a lot, like, emotionally. I'm gonna end up crying, y'all, and I'm gonna have to take these lashes off because I'm gonna cry, and they're already like poking me. So if they fall off, I'm gonna just take them off. But Diamond was my rock through a lot of shit. Um, there was a time when, like I said, a lot of people was just against me, and nobody knew what I was going through at home. But she knew, and she was always there for me. And that's why to this day, Diamond could call me for anything. Like, I don't care. Diamond could call me for anything because she was the first person there. I don't even think I knew Diamond for a long time. Like, I think I only knew Diamond for maybe a year before I got kicked out. I know I knew her like my senior year. I think I met her my senior year. Um and she was just such a genuine fun person. Like, we really got close, and we really like got to know each other on a deeper level during that time. Um I'm sorry, I knew I was gonna cry. I'm like an emotional ass bitch. I've been holding it for like half the video. But um yeah, so Diamond was really my rock at that time. And eventually though, I had to move out because that wasn't her house. And she lived with a family member, and I couldn't, I can't get mad. Like, I'm not paying rent. I don't really have anything to help. And I ended up moving in with my big sister for a little bit. But she was living with her baby father and my niece. So I would watch my niece for her sometimes and stuff. But like, my sister was there for me. I want to say for like a month or so. And her baby father was like, really just not good or whatever. I'm not gonna get into, that's not my story to tell. And he was just a lot, and he didn't want me there anymore. So uh just to make it easier on my sister, I just left basically. Because I didn't want to ask her to choose. One, I was scared what she was gonna say, because at the end of the day, like, her baby was very small, and that's the father of her kid. I knew she loved him. I didn't want to put her in a position where she had to choose me over him, because I was scared of what she might say, and also I just felt like it wasn't right. And I just didn't want to lose my sister because I had already lost my mom. Hold on. So around that time, oh y'all, this is getting deep. Oh my god. So around that time, I was dating this guy. Um, I had just met him. I want to say I had met him like a week or two before um I had to leave Diamond's house. So he had, I think he had hit me up on Snapchat, and he had asked me if I wanted to link with him. And I hope my nose isn't running. He asked me if I wanted to link with him. He told me I was really beautiful, if I wanted to go on a date or whatever, whatever. And I told him, yeah. I thought he was handsome, but I was nervous, y'all, because he was chubby. Like, he was fat, like, and I had never dated a fat nigga. I had never dated a chubby nigga, or all my niggas was skinny. Let me not even say all my niggas. I had only dated, I think, two people. Like, been in a relationship. I had only been in a relationship with two guys, and they were both like, I mean, Clement wasn't skinny, but Clement wasn't fat. Like, they were all, skinny guys. And that was my first time dating a chubby guy. So I was really nervous, but he was super handsome. So I was like, damn, like, he's mad handsome in the face. Like I'm attracted to him for some reason. So I said, yeah, whatever. And I think he pulled up to Diamond's house one day. Diamond was upstairs, and I was like, I'm not gonna go nowhere him today because I don't know him. And he was from Waterbury, coincidence. He was, well, not from Waterbury. He was from New York, but he had moved to Waterbury. So um I think I'm done crying now, but I just had to clean up. But yeah, so he was from Waterbury. Well, he's from New York, but he lived in Waterbury, and I just didn't know him like that, so I didn't want to, go on a date with him. I didn't know him, so I told Diamond, like, be upstairs. I'll let you know if he cool, whatever. So then we ended up like clicking instantly. Like, I want to say it was love at first sight, but yeah, because we were just clicking. Like, from that day, we was like this. Like, it was no separation. And then like he took me on my first date. That was the first time a guy had ever took me on a date. And if y'all don't know, The guy who took my virginity in high school when I was 16, like he put me through a lot of trauma too. He was very emotionally abusive. He was very controlling, but also very unfaithful, very mean. He wasn't kind to me at all. And I stood for it because I was with that toxic shit. I was like on that. We was on that Krishan and Blueface stuff. Like, yo, we was on that Krishan and Blueface. Like, that's how he was to me, and that's kind of how I was to him. Um, and yeah, that's really what it was. So I didn't know what love was. I didn't know none of that. Like the guy who took my virginity taught me a whole different thing of love. Like I thought love meant a guy was toxic with you. You know, a guy was crazy about you, like, stuff like that. But he also treated you like you were disposable. Like it was like confusing for me. And he was just really there for me, like nice to me, like genuinely nice to me. He wanted to do things for me. He wanted to make my life easier. He would try to bring me to work every day. Like he would come from Waterbury and pick me up every day from work. Like he would just do things that I was just like, wow, like this guy is really like showing me he wants me, like, and I felt like he was a man because at this time he was older than me. Like I think I met him when I was 18. I think I had already turned 18, and I was either 17 or 18. But he taught me how to drive. Um, like he was the first person to like put me behind a wheel and let me drive his car. He let me drive his mom's car at that, like, bruh. And then like he was teaching me things. And then basically we got into a whole relationship, and then like I said, the whole thing happened with my sister, and I got kicked out, so I had to move in with him. Not had to, but like I was ready to just be homeless. Like I was used to, at that point, I was used to just like figuring it out. I didn't want to move in with him because I felt like I was going to be a burden. I felt like it was rushing, and I didn't want him to feel like I was intruding on him. But he like cried and said he didn't want me out on the street and it was hurting him, and that if I would at least come stay with him for a few weeks until stuff dies down with my sister's baby father, and then maybe I can go back and da da da. So I'm just like, okay, like maybe I will go stay with you for like a week or two, and then like see what's going on with my sister. And then I moved out there, and it was like never left. Like long story short, never left. Like we were inseparable. Like I said, he made me feel like a princess. And then if you watched my story times, I talked about the whole how we fell out and stuff. So I don't want to get into detail about like how we fell out, but just know we were together for I think like 3 years, 3 or 4 years, something like that. 3 years, I think, something like that. I don't know. And I think it was three or like 2.5, almost three. And we had started YouTube. That's how I got into YouTube. I had been telling him like, yo, I want to start a YouTube channel. I want to start a YouTube channel. He was like, well, let's do a couples channel. So I'm like, wow, that's smart. Like couples channels are going up. Mind you, this is during the Queen and Clarence, like Nick and King, Carmen and Corey first dropped. Like that's when YouTube was getting lit. Like YouTube, but not everybody knew about it. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody didn't know about it. If you watched YouTube, you knew, but if you didn't watch YouTube, you didn't know. So like I watched YouTube a lot. Like I love those three couples that I just told you. I watched them every day. So it was like I knew the type of money you could get from it. I knew that our love was genuine. I knew that we was in a genuine, real relationship, and I was like, we can make mad money. Like me and him were already both naturally funny, outgoing, goofy person. Like we were kind of like the same people. And I was just like, we would blow up, and we started a YouTube channel. It's still up. I don't know if he has access to it because he won't. Like I don't remember the email or any of that shit. Um, so I can't get access to it, but I know the videos are still up because I be seeing them sometimes. They pop up. But if you go up there and look, we have like a lot of videos that are still up literally to this day. And a lot of them, like, you did a couple thousand, views. So I think like if we would have kept going, it would have been, we probably would have been one of them YouTube couples, which is crazy. Looking back at how things ended, I'm glad that, we stopped doing YouTube when we stopped, because it would have been real messy to explain to y'all the breakup. But yeah, so basically, um, we broke up, and it kind of deterred. well, when we were going through our like rough phase, that's what kind of stopped me from doing YouTube because I was going through a lot emotionally and mentally in my head. I was really depressed. So I didn't have, the mental capacity, the energy to do YouTube. And then I finally, let's see, ended up moving out, uh, moved in with my dad in Middletown. So I moved to Middletown with my dad and my stepmom. Um, and I stood with them for about 2 years. I worked really hard. But during that time, I was like, I'm going to start my YouTube over. Like, I'm going to start a new YouTube. I'm going to do this over again. And I'm not going to let no man be the center of my YouTube. I'm not going to let like a relationship be the center of my YouTube because then if it fails, my channel fails and I have to start over. So I was like, this channel is going to be about me. And if I date somebody and they want to feature or something like that, that's different. But I'm not making my channel a couple channels. So I had did a solo channel. And at first I think I was called the one and only Raya or something. I was something so stupid. It was dumb, but I don't know. I love my name now, like the Barbie Society. I feel like it just fits me. It like feels so bougie and cute. But um yeah, I feel like if I would have never took that leap, I would have really regretted it. 'Cause this is something I've been wanting to do, y'all, like for so long. And I finally did it. And I started a YouTube channel. I was really consistent on it for those 2 years. I was really consistent on it. I was gaining, I gained most of my subscribers at that time. And I was working really hard to get my car. I think I was working two jobs. Yeah, I was working two jobs and I was grinding. I got my Honda. Y'all already know about my Honda because I did vlogs and then I told y'all how it got repoed, all that, If you don't know, you know. If you didn't know, now you know, and you need to go back and watch them vlogs so you can get caught up on your girl because if you don't know, y'all, I'm real transparent. Like we all go through shit. I'm not finna act like I just have everything together. I'm not finna act like all my money is just like I'm rich. Like if I don't go through bills issues, like I don't go through months where it's tight. Like I go through shit like every other human. And I'm not, if you looking for a YouTuber that's just gonna come out here and tell you that her pussy smells like glitter and that she pissed out rainbow, like, um, this not the channel for you, ma. Like I'm a real authentic bitch. Like I think people need to understand that. Like I really need to let y'all understand I'm a real authentic, genuine bitch. And I'm not gonna sit there and steer y'all the wrong way. I'm not gonna sit there and make y'all feel like I'm better than y'all because I'm not. And we all go through shit and I just hope y'all can love me as much as I love y'all and support me as much as I support y'all and don't judge me as much as I don't judge y'all. But yeah, so I grinded out for my YouTube and then I had got into a relationship. And this is why I say, y'all, like, when you're focused on you, do not let people deter you from your path. Like, if that person isn't pushing you to do what they know you're passionate about, that's not the person for you. Here at the story. If that person doesn't show excitement, that person doesn't show like they don't push you, like they don't make you feel like more hungry towards your gift, like that's not the person for you. Like I felt like in that relationship, um, I really pushed him towards his dreams and I felt like I supported him. Like he didn't have shit. And I supported him and I felt like I didn't get the support back. And that's the most thing that I felt cheated out of that relationship by. Like I feel cheated of my time and my energy because I put a lot into that man and I feel like he didn't put enough into me. Like maybe emotionally, I feel like he was the first guy that consistently treated me nicely. He was very nice to me. But what I will say is, now that I look back, he was a bum because never not once took me on a date, never not once planned something for my birthday, you know? And I did all that for him. So it's like it was like I was the man, if that makes sense. But I should have known because he was younger than me. If y'all know who he is, y'all know who he is. If y'all don't, y'all know. I'm not telling y'all. Um, and then yeah, that set me into depression too. So that kind of like slowed down my YouTube a little bit because I got into this issue where friends of mine that I introduced to him uh basically caused me to lose my apartment. Um they were supposed to I had two female roommates at the time, and they were supposed to take their spot. We had informed the leasing agent, the person that runs the apartment manager or whatever, and the week of they ghosted me and did not respond or talk to me or let me know anything. Um, and I couldn't come up with the money that day or that week. So I had to last minute pack everything up and move in with my mom. And that was really hard for me. It hurt my pride. It hurt my heart because I was really close to these people. I consider them as family. And my biggest thing was I was doing that to help them. They were in the need of a home. They were on the verge of being homeless and not having nowhere to go. They didn't really have nowhere to go. They were living with other people and they weren't comfortable. And I just felt like my heart really put me in a bad place. Like I felt like I was too giving and I didn't ask for enough. But yeah, so I just I just learned a lot from my past and I don't hold no grudges and no resentment. Um they've reached out to me and not they, but she has reached out one of the people that fucked me over. She has reached out to me and oh my god, I hate when I cry cuz now my nose is like stuffy. Oh, I hate that. But she's reached out to me and apologized and stuff. I can forgive people. I just would never forget and I don't think I can ever trust again those people. But yeah, so yeah, that was about 2 years ago. So 2 years ago I lost my apartment. I moved in with my mom and this is how we got here. Like we're getting to wrap this up because this is how we got here. Hold on, let me just make sure. I just wanted to make sure you guys were still recording because sometimes my phone just be stopped. But so 2 years ago, lost my apartment, moved in with my mom, and I was really, really searching for another roommate because I was, rent is going up and up by the second. And I knew I could afford my car note plus a full, rent and bills by myself. So I was looking for a roommate and I had downloaded this app called Roomster. I think it was called Roomster. And I was searching for a roommate. I really didn't care if it was a guy, girl. I didn't give a fuck. Like I needed something ASAP. I just need something, decent for a good price, decent location. And I was getting real, real discouraged. Like you had to pay to be able to message people on there or to receive messages on there. And I was like, I remember I'm like, bro, this money I gotta save it just in case I find an apartment. And I'm like, I don't want to spend this to like and I don't find a roommate. Like, what the fuck? What if it's a scam? Like I never used this app before. So I was just like, it was a lot of mental things going on. But that's how I know God is real because he just nudged me in the direction that he felt was right. And it's like I just kept following him. Like wherever I felt to go, I just went. Like I didn't really like question too much. I just went with whatever felt right and what fell into my lap because I feel like God was like lining things up for me so that it wasn't such too hard to make decisions. So like I paid like I think $20, $25, something like that to receive messages. And 2 days after I paid that, mind you, I had the app for like a week and some change. 2 days after I had paid that, I had received a message from my current roommate, and it said that he was looking for a roommate, and this is how much he needs. This is how big the apartment is. This location. Can he call me? He's really in need ASAP, like in the next 2 weeks, type stuff. And I'm like, wow, like that's crazy. So I tell him yes, and then I give my number. He didn't call me till I think a day later or something like that. and I was at my dad's house. And I remember that, like, before then, I was really, really depressed. Like, I was letting it get to me. I was sitting in my mom's house, all sad all the time. Um, I was, running around doing extra, like trying to get extra money, but I was just sad the whole time. Like, I was talking down on myself, speaking negative thoughts, which you should never do. You should always speak and manifest positivity into your life, because that will uplift your spirit, uplift your, give you more energy to fight for the things you want. And I was just being really negative and down on myself. So that day I just felt like this energy had just came over me. Like, I wasn't sad, I wasn't mad, I was content, and I was like, Mariah, you got this. Like, whatever's for you is gonna happen. And I was at my dad's house with my niece. We were making TikToks. Like, that was the first time I had danced and smiled in, like, I think 2 or 3 weeks. And I was just like, because I had just lost my apartment and it was so sudden and unexpected. I felt like I had everything and I lost it all in like a blink of an eye. So I was depressed. And then when I looked at it, it was a number calling me, and I was like, mind you, I don't pick up random numbers. And I picked it up, and he said, "Hey, it's Nick." And I'm like, "Oh." And he's like, "Yeah, can you talk?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So we're talking, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm a little older, but um I'm a little bit older than you, but like, I think it'll work because this, and that." He like, "Do you smoke?" I'm like, "Yeah, I smoke." And he's like, "Cool," because I was looking for a roommate that is okay with that, because I smoke a lot. Ain't gonna lie. And I'm like, I smoke a lot, so it's like we kind of clicked, and I'm like, we really was both like looking for something very soon, because like I cannot live with my mom, y'all. Like, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I can't. I'm sorry. We too much alike when it comes to like, not even, I ain't gonna say we too much alike. We used to be too much alike, but now we're not. And now some of the things she does is very too much for me. So I can't live with her. I love her to death. My heart, thank you so much for raising me and taking care of me, but I cannot live with you. And I was ready to get out. So I'm like, yes, ASAP. So he's like, yeah, just had 1,500 within the next 2 weeks and we good. So I went, met him in person, and then it was smooth. Everything was cool. He was like, just have the money. Right when he said that, y'all, I got in my damn Honda, my 2014 Honda Accord. Girl, I was riding around town getting it. If you don't know, I was on every motherfucking app. When I say DoorDash, Instacart, Grubhub, motherfucking Uber Eats, bitch, anything. Amazon deliveries, bitch. I was doing everything, bitch. And everything in their mama to get that money, because I knew what I wanted and I knew what God had in store for me. I just had to take it. And that's exactly what the fuck I did. And now, yeah, bitch is here. So, yeah, I literally ran that bag up. Like, and I think like the day before I had to have the money, I had made the last $100 that I needed, and I had got paid. So I made $500 doing all the Uber Eats and all sorts of stuff, and then I had got paid that week because I knew I was getting paid that week. Because remember, I'm working full time and at a daycare at this time, so I'm working full time, and I had took that check, put it with the 500 I made, walked up in this motherfucker with the landlord right there and put that big ass stack of cash in that nigga hand, and I said, let me sign my lease because I need a place to live. And ever since then, it's just been history. Like, I've been here. Ever since last year, I've been talking about starting this podcast. Like, ask my roommate, I've been talking about starting this podcast since last year. I've ordered this stuff. Like, this stuff been here, I think, for like 8 months, maybe longer than that. Like, maybe longer than that, but I know for a fact it's been here for at least 8 months. um I just, I feel like this is my calling. Like, y'all don't understand. I think social media content creation is my calling because I'm gonna do it differently. I'm not doing it like everybody else. I'm not selling my soul to do this shit. I'm not pretending to be nobody else but myself. And I'm not talking about things I don't want to talk about. I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about, and nobody's gonna shut me the fuck up. So I just think this is my calling, because it's like, what else am I gonna do? Like, I can't be a follower. I'm not a follower. I'm meant to be a leader, and I'm a pretty bitch. I'm not meant to get my hands dirty either. So I can't work a 9 to 5 forever. It's not gonna happen. It's not in my cards. Like, God doesn't have that for me. My I truly believe that my destiny is something with speaking life into people, or building people up, or make people realize their potential. Because I feel like I'm really good at that. I'm really good at finding people's strengths and exposing them to them. Like, I just feel like that's my calling. But yeah, y'all, that's my story. Like, I'm sorry. I feel like I sound like fucking Squidward. And if I do, I'm sorry, but it's because I started crying. But um that's my story, y'all. Like, that's literally my story about how I started YouTube, and how I got into this podcast thing, and just what makes me do this for y'all. I really want to answer some of these questions y'all sent me, so we gotta get into it. Y'all, thank y'all so much for supporting me. Like, when y'all slide up and send me questions on my story, I really do appreciate it, and I do write them in my notes so I can you know answer them directly to y'all. But I just want to say thank y'all so much for everybody who interacted with my post, and anybody who shared it and asked me questions. I do appreciate it. It's so much love that's coming my way. We reached 400 views on my try on haul, so I'm very much thankful for that. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all. And I just I feel so blessed. Like, I'm so proud of myself. I finally did it. First episode is about to be complete. But let's see what you guys wanted to know. So, first question, how would you describe your upbringing in 3 words? Um, how would I describe my upbringing in 3 words? So, I don't want to be negative, but I feel like traumatizing. Um, I feel like it was just it was preparing. It was like, it really prepared me for like how harsh the world could be, like how nobody really can come to your rescue. Like, I feel like nobody wakes up and thinks about how to make Mariah's life better. Nobody wakes up and thinks like, I'm gonna do this to help Mariah. Like, I feel like nobody, from me growing up till now, I've always felt like that. And I feel like that's how the world really is. You really have to be your own cheerleader. You really have to be your own motivator, your own support system. And I've always been that because of my childhood. So I feel like it was just very preparing for me. It prepared me to be strong and to just know I can handle anything that's thrown my way. Um, and then I want to say it was very, before I ask the second question, because my fucking tablet keeps turning off. I think it was very emotional for me because I'm a very strong person, but I'm super sensitive, and I feel like I do wish like my big sister, and like my big brothers, and my mom. I just wish they were just more nurturing to me and just made me feel more secure about myself, because I feel like that's where a lot of my physical insecurities came from when I was younger, is because I just felt like nobody really spoke life into me. I feel like nobody really spoke. The only thing people used to say about me is that I was really smart, but I didn't feel like I was special, if that made sense. How do you think it has shaped your life and personality today? Um, I think that growing up the way I did shaped me to be, like I said, I think this kind of goes with the first question. Like, it shaped me to be strong. It shaped me to be a go getter, to not sit around and wait. Um, yeah, it just taught me to have drive. Honestly, taught me that I have to go get what I want. Nobody's gonna get it for me, and nobody's entitled to. What made you want to do a podcast? Um, I feel like this low key is like, I don't know if this is like, this is crazy, but I feel like this is low key like a therapy session for me, because like I've been wanting to go to therapy for like, I want to say 2 years now. Ever since like my last really traumatizing thing happened where I lost my apartment and stuff. Like, I feel like my mental has was really fucked up. Like, I felt like I was really spiteful and angry at that time. because I wasn't getting close to God. Like I was close to God, but I wasn't as close to him as I am now. And I didn't allow him to lead my emotions. So now that I have him leading my emotions, this, I don't know, I feel like I'm better, but I feel like a podcast to me really does allow you to let out your feelings in a positive way without feeling like you're being a victim or feeling like you're asking for sympathy. It's more like a serious conversation, like a deep conversation where you can just relate to people. So I feel like it was just a good way for me to have like a therapy for myself and for others. And I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm very passionate about what I do and what I think and how I move about life. And I feel like I need to educate people and share with people my experiences because that will help some of you guys. And maybe you guys can comment and help me with some of the stuff I've been through with, sharing things with me. Biggest regret in life and my most proud moment. So they put two and two, like two questions in one. So my biggest regret in life, I would say not putting myself first. Like, I feel like growing up, I was very much, because I'm such a generous person, I don't be knowing that you can't be generous to everybody and you do have to set boundaries and you can't be a yes man and you can't be there for everybody. You have to be there for yourself first. And I feel like that's something I learned now, like this year, really, because I really set a lot of boundaries this year, no matter how painful it was for me, no matter how much relationships it cost me. I set my boundaries and I put me first, and I finally don't feel bad about that. I finally feel like that is okay, and that is something I feel like everybody needs to know, that it's okay to put you first because, like I said, everybody wakes up and puts themselves first. Nobody wakes up thinking about you before they think about yourself, before they think about themselves. And then it said, oh yeah, my most proud moment. So probably right now, like this is probably like my proudest moment because I'm doing something that I've been procrastinating on doing for probably a year. And God is good. God is great. I got through it. My lashes still on. They probably look crazy. So I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that I have the willpower and God has gave me the gift of discernment, the gift of confidence, the gift of strength to just tell my story to the world with no regrets. What motivates you? What brings you peace? What motivates me is my supporters. Every time y'all comment on a video, like a video, share a video, DM me, like y'all. The other day, I might insert it. I'm going to cut out her name. But the other day when I dropped my birthday, preparing for my birthday vlog, y'all know I got a little emotional because my birthday this year was just so, just not what I wanted it to be. It was very sad and just, it was a clarifying day and moment for me. And I was just down. And sorry, I keep hitting the freaking, but I was just down. And I just sometimes these messages, y'all don't realize how much it really can affect somebody's day. It can really help somebody get through the day, and she really did help me. So I just want to shout out her. But she knows who she is. I'm sure she's gonna watch because she's a supporter and I love her. But yeah, if you watch this, girl, thank you so much. I love you. You really made my day. You made me feel so much better. um I just appreciate you. What brings me peace? Honestly, prayer. The more I talk to God, the more at peace I get. Like if I put my gospel on and I just sing and I just pray and I just be quiet, it brings me so much peace. Like it brings me like it brings me back to what I already know, which is my faith. It brings me back to your path is already written. It's created. It's there. It's nobody can change it. Only God can. And God already knows what he wants for you. So go out and get it. He knows what you want and he knows what he wants for you. So if he's not giving you something, it's not meant for you. If he's not allowing you into that room, you weren't meant to be in there. If he doesn't allow this to sit well in your stomach, you wasn't meant to eat it. Like it's just a lot of things that it brings me back to my right mind. That's what it does. So that's what brings me peace. And yeah. Um, what is an unpopular opinion that you have? Unpopular opinion. Okay. I was just talking to my girl Vea about this. So shout out to my girl Vea. We was talking about the whole DDG and Haley Bailey thing. Don't get me wrong, y'all. Do not fucking come for me because I love me some Haley. She's pretty as fuck. She's that bitch. She's the first black mermaid. Okay, I get it, but I do think she's going through a little bit of a bitter stage, and she kind of caught herself because the internet clocked her tea. But I just hate when mothers nitpick at dads that are there for their kids because I won't say you shouldn't have standards, but I will say the way you handle situations, the way you communicate situations needs to be put into consideration because at the end of the day, that's a man. And man or not, woman or not, any person doesn't want to be talked to a certain way. And I feel like if you do things a certain way, it's going to make somebody not want to listen to you. And not saying that that's right, but I'm just saying that like I've learned that people deserve respect. If you just people, you need to treat people how you want to be treated. So if the father of my kid did do something wrong or messes up, I'm not going to go on social media and make it a big thing. What I am going to do is I'm going to discuss it in private and make sure he understands the gist of my feelings and, take some into accountability. And I'm also just, like I said, I'm not going to nitpick. Like, I feel like these baby mothers, and I don't come from me because I ain't got no damn kids yet, but I have sisters with kids and I tell them the same thing. And a lot of my sisters agree with me. Okay, you shouldn't be nitpicking at your partner, the mother or the dad. I feel like as long as the baby is safe, it is fine. I do think that certain boundaries need to be put in place when it comes to relationships and bringing people around your kids when you guys are co-parenting. But I do feel like the whole Haley and DDG thing, I do think she was overstepping because you guys are celebrities. You guys have posted your baby. When you guys were in a relationship, it wasn't a big issue for him to post the baby. So what's the difference between the baby being on stream and the baby getting posted on an Instagram story or on the shade room? Like that's what was blowing me. It was like she was making it seem like he was on stream with millions of people. Like if millions of people don't tune into their channels, they're tune into his YouTube channel, tune into his podcast, tune into her Instagram, his Instagram. Like people see that baby. So it's like stop acting like the baby look different. It's the same baby. So um I just feel like she was trying to like start something. And I feel like when people didn't come at DDG and they came at her, she tried to backtrack and be like, oh no, I think I overreacted. But like I think she truly was being bitter and maybe she's going through something because she thought I don't know who broke up with who, but she the one acted like I think she kind of acted like she bitter. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know if she left him, but even if you leave somebody, you can still be bitter. So don't think that. Um, Yeah, so that's my unpopular opinion. My unpopular opinion is that some of these baby mothers be bitter. That's my unpopular opinion. Oh, my nose is fucking bothering me, y'all. This is the last question. What is your niche? Um, damn, hold on. They put three in one. What is your niche? I'm guessing they're talking about like on social media. Favorite content creator. I talked about that already. And what is your end goal for your channel? Okay, so I'm gonna answer the first one and the last one because I already answered the favorite content creator. Kimani. What is your niche? So I don't have a niche. Right now it's gonna be the podcast because I'm gonna really put my all into at least doing a couple episodes before I'll do vlogs, but like there'll be important vlogs like photo shoots, brand shoots, music videos, stuff like that. It won't be a lot of daily vlogs anymore, unless it's like a busy day of like content. You know what I'm saying? But my niche really is the podcast. My niche is really just motivational speaking, being your own motivation, being your own cheerleader, being your own support system. I feel like my niche is just being that bitch, like being unapologetic yourself, not allowing nobody to guide you in which way you need to go, not letting nobody deter you from where you want to be and how you're going to get there. You know how you want to get there. You know the right way. If it's not God, you don't got to listen. You don't. So I feel like that's my niche. My niche is just to show people that be your fucking self. Like, oh, that was, don't think my weave nappy. It's not. I just curled it and just shut up. But I just, I think my niche is just be you unapologetically and don't soak in your sadness. That's my biggest thing. Do not, I'm here for the girls. Like, I'm here to be an inspiration to women all around me to be their own support system and to not wait on no man and to just be, to be a boss bitch. That's it. Don't be a bum bitch. That's it. Okay, what is your end goal for your channel? My end goal, this is the last question, y'all. So, my end goal for the channel, y'all. I really haven't thought about like 20 years, like that. But I want to say in 10 years, right? The end goal for my channel is that I'm going to have a whole like podcast set up somewhere else, like, not in my house. I'm going to have a podcast set up like, in an office somewhere really nice. I'm going to have like a panel of people like that are a part of the podcast, and it's just going to grow. And I wanted to have like performances. Like, I wanted there to be rappers performing. I want it to be like a whole different type of vibe. I'm telling you, I'm just a person that's very creative. Like, I want it to be different from anything else you've ever seen. So it's like my goal is for my channel and the podcast to, first of all, my YouTube channel itself, I want to bring back the old YouTube. Old pranks, genuine, real pranks, not fake scripted. I want to bring back like challenges and like doing fun things and like vlogging like fun things. I want to bring back I just want to bring back that old like genuine vibes. That shit that made you feel like you really knew the people that was on the screen. You didn't feel like they wrote the script and then got on camera and sold you a dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be that. And like I said, the podcast is just going to be different than anything you've ever seen. Like, it's going to be spectacular. Fuck that T. Remember, I said that. Mark my words. But yeah, y'all. Oh my God, we made it from the first episode. We made it, y'all. We made it. Oh my God, I hope my hair still looks okay. But thank you so much for tuning in to the first episode of Blunt Talks podcast. If you haven't already, subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you're notified every time we drop a new episode. We drop every Monday at 5 p.m. So don't miss it. Don't miss it. I'm not playing. You're gonna miss out on some tea. You're gonna miss out on a lot of good conversation, a lot of good, genuine, real people coming in here. I'm gonna have artists come in here. We're gonna get into the real, raw things of life. We're not going to talk about the surface shit. We're not going to talk about the Instagram drama. We might throw a little, stuff in there, keep the views up. But for the most part, we getting real. We getting intimate, and we giving y'all what y'all really want. And I know y'all don't want this watered down bullshit no more. So if you really for some real content, subscribe right now. Okay? All right. Thank y'all again. I love y'all so much. Barbie Society, we made it. Love y'all.